Hello and welcome to the next episode of Friendship, Memes, and Everything in Between. I am your host, Jeff Jefferson, or Caleb, whichever you prefer, here with my co-host.
How is everybody doing? This is Chris. Thank you guys so much for sending in so many questions. You're making this show way easier. Please continue to do so. We'll answer any question you got. You got marital problems, we'll fix them. You're getting a divorce, we'll fix it. Your kids hate you, we'll fix it. Just send it our way. Or memes are cool too. We'll take care of it. Let's get cracking into this show. Caleb, let's do it.
Cool. All right. So some announcements. To start off here. Really like to thank everyone for sending in questions. Every episode, it seems like we get way too many questions that we cannot answer in one episode. So if we didn't answer your question last episode, we will do our best to try today. Going to try to stick around 50 minutes for each episode now, I think. But wanted to let everyone know that we had to hire some new interns to, field all of these questions. So I would like to congratulate Sammy and Edgar for being hired into the intern team. Chris, would you like to say any words to our interns?
I don't think it'll last long. Right now, I think we are averaging about 6 interns a week. Go through them quick. They leave, we fire them, or sometimes they just show up missing. We let's just ignore the police reports on that one. And first, we just give a shout out. Last week's guest, Joshua Moe. Today is his birthday, so big shout out about that. Cannot forget. He is turning 39, so the big 4-0 next year. Shout out, buddy.
Cool. All right. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get on to our questions here. First question comes from one of our renowned listeners here. They send in a lot of questions, so let's do their question first. This question is, what is the best Christmas present you've ever received? Chris, go ahead.
Obviously, the best Christmas present I've ever received was world peace. That's what I ask for every year, and I think if you don't, you're a selfish bastard. However, one year, my father, who's a smart man, amazing man, he got me magic tricks for Christmas, and can't speak enough how great that was. Oh, I'll never forgive him for how great that was. Caleb, anything special for you for Christmas?
Yeah, so let's see here. When I was probably 5th grade or so, I think it was either 4th or 5th grade, my mom got me a PlayStation 2 for Christmas, and it was in like a shoebox. So when I was opening it, I thought I got shoes. But it kind of was a giveaway because before I opened the PlayStation 2, I opened PlayStation 2 games in another box. so my fifth grade, fifth grade year old brain was like, okay, well, I don't have a PlayStation 2, so
Two and two together.
But yeah, no, I eventually opened up a PlayStation 2 in like a shoebox, and that was pretty nice, and that's like the most memorable Christmas for me.
That is pretty cool, but no, is there anything else you'd like to mention? Maybe a gift you would have gotten from a friend or confidant about maybe for like Secret Santa or something? Maybe like a really good looking friend, that got you something?
Nothing I can think of.
Nothing you think of, huh?
I mean, there was this one time where this one really like idiotic friend of mine, I cannot stress enough how stupid they are.
Okay.
I believe they gave me like what was it, like an inflatable putty penis or something like that you put in like the bathtub and it inflates.
I forgot about that. Yeah, it was like those little pills. Or no, I didn't give you that. No, I gave you a girlfriend.
I
put it in the water and it would expand.
Something stupid like that.
Then I also got you the world's smallest pack of condoms.
Yeah, no, I do remember that one, but that's not the one I was talking about. I just know you got me something and we put it in the sink or bathtub and it like didn't grow at all.
That was the girlfriend, man.
Yeah, it didn't grow at all.
It wasn't great, but
Anyway, let's just kind of move on here. What
I got
was
the Game of
the
Thrones shirt.
best Halloween costume you've ever worn?
I would say the best costume I've ever worn is someone with a will to live, and I put that sumbitch on every damn day. Um, and one time as a kid, I dressed up as Batman. That was pretty cool. I could get used to that. I might just start doing that every day.
Yeah,
Let me
no,
just Google adult Batman costumes.
I get it.
Okay, Caleb, go ahead.
Yeah, so I don't think I've really dressed up for Halloween
It's in the
since
bedroom.
since I remember in elementary school you would like have a Halloween parade and all the kids would like walk around outside showing off their costumes. I think I went as a Power Ranger a year or two because I was into Power Rangers, but that was 5th grade and under. So, and after that, trying to remember here.
Was
Um,
Bob the Builder once?
really?
Oh, yeah, I can fix
Damn.
it.
Nice, nice, nice. Half the price, half the quality.
Damn right.
Yeah, I can't really remember a Halloween costume I've worn after like 5th grade.
No, I do. That's not true because I do remember just a couple months ago. You did send me a picture of yourself dressed up as a schoolgirl. Do you remember? Oh, that wasn't Halloween. Let's go on to the next question here. Is alcohol overrated? Philip, you're a well-known alcoholic in the community. As long as that alcohol is chocolate milk, would you like to jump in on this one?
Absolutely. So, I love chocolate milk. I don't really like alcohol. I don't like the burn of alcohol, and it just doesn't taste good. I
You don't
do
drink it for the taste.
I do like fruity stuff though. Daiquiris, strawberry daiquiri, I'll drink the crap out of it. But that's pretty much it. I'm okay with like a little bit of beer, but I don't really drink much. But Chris here is our resident alcoholic, so I'll let him take
Absolutely
on.
not. If I'm friends here with Jeff Jefferson, and if you are, I feel like you need to consume a decent amount of alcohol. I do shots of tequila before every podcast, so that way I can avoid driving to his house and assaulting him. Um, alcohol, is it overrated? Some people, it depends on the person. Some people just go way too hard. They think of it way too much, and other people like Caleb, it's underrated. He needs to have a cocktail every now and again, as to lay back, chill out, find some Destiny or whatever hell nerdy shit he's playing, and a glass of whiskey with that. And that's pretty important. Drinks never hurt nobody. Alcohol only as rated as you say it is. You need to be an appropriate level of an alcoholic. I would say about drink twice a week. Let's say you get a good buzz on twice a week. You're doing pretty good. Over that, okay, over 4, then you might need a meeting.
Interesting. Now, should we have some stories about alcohol, in our group.
I
Do you want to talk
we're
about?
not get
Oh,
we're not anything I've ever done drunk. We need to get into.
I
I put
really,
socks on a dog once. I guess that's pretty
I really
fun.
wish I recorded the Backstreet Boys dance you did that
Ooh,
one time. I really wish I did.
yes. Okay. Was it good though?
It wasn't bad, but I mean, I've
Yeah,
never seen you dance besides that one drunken time in your life.
dude. That was a lot of Crown Royal. I have no idea. I was gone. I was so gone. It wasn't even funny. Yeah, that's pretty much the only time you'll see me dancing. Is I gotta be shit faced drunk. I gotta think. I don't remember. You're such a lightweight. For everybody who doesn't know, Caleb can have like 2 wine coolers and he is gone. For his birthday, he had one daiquiri and I ordered him a shot of tequila and made him do it. He passed out on the car ride home because he was so out of it. So, I
It
think
was
that
a
needs
good
to be.
birthday, though. I mean, like, I had fun.
It was a good time. We're just babbling on the whole car ride home.
Chris here spilled water on my lap when I was drunk at the restaurant. That wasn't cool of him.
Absolutely was not me. all. Cannot emphasize that enough. Wasn't me. It was my water, but it was not me who spilt it.
Well,
But yeah, I did spill stuff on you for your birthday. I wish you would have got a little more shit faced. To be honest with you, really, will you do a? Can we do this? You drink? Will you do a drunk podcast? Please, any fans out there, comment below if you want Caleb during the podcast. It won't take much. I know. Get some daiquiris or whatever free drinks, and I'm down to drink. I got a fridge right next to me, and we can do a podcast late night stream that gets uploaded the next day of us just makes a little buzz, maybe past it. I don't know. Maybe we can get full on shit faced. I'm so into that podcast. Please get Caleb to do it. Caleb, would you be down, or do you need audience encouragement?
I would be down if we we made that podcast the Game of Thrones podcast.
Oh, that's going to get belligerent as hell. That's actually a good point. I have very strong feelings about the last season of Game of Thrones. I don't know how many of you actually want to hear about that. Probably 10% of the people listening, which out of 10 people, that's not many. But that's definitely an episode coming up. So if you're a Game of Thrones fan at all, we will be going on a complete rant of how amazing that show is and everything we hate about the final season.
Let's move on.
Wait for
We've been
that.
on this topic for a little bit now.
Good topic.
Taylor Swift or Nicki Minaj?
Caleb, I know you have strong feelings about this. Go ahead. You go first.
Well, you see, I know a few Taylor Swift songs, and they're not completely terrible. I know maybe 2 Nicki Minaj songs, and they're very annoying. So I think I'm gonna have to go Taylor Swift. Chris, what is your opinion?
I'm not a fan of either. Any of these get on the radio, I am changing immediately. But Taylor Swift, even though she's always been fake country, I'm still gonna go with her. Nicki Minaj, I just can't stand. I can't stand her personality. Some songs, I guess you can bop to, but T Swizzle, definitely. If I have to listen to one, is I'm putting some T Swizzle on and hearing her rant about her 50,000 boyfriends.
Now, in regards to Nicki Minaj, there is one song of hers that I am a little ashamed to admit that I can kind of I
Oh
don't
my god!
like, but can kind of live with, and I bop a little bit, and that is her song with Justin Bieber,
Oh my
"Beauty and the Beat."
god!
That is actually not terrible.
Be in the beat?
Yeah, it's not terrible.
I mean, oh, I'll listen to that after this. But and it's Beauty and the Beeb.
I thought it was Beat, Beat.
Oh, I thought like it has Justin Bieber in it.
Yeah, Bieber.
I fear is in the beat. Yeah, no, okay, yeah, no, it is. I'll listen to that later. But, honestly, you're not hyping it up very well from the description. I will say if I have to listen to one, it's going to be Anaconda, because the original song of that is hilarious. Have you seen her like rendition of Anaconda?
Have I heard the song or seen the music video?
I've heard the song.
I've heard the song, but I know there's a music video to go with it, but I have not seen that.
Uh, well, it's that same song of Sir Mix-a-Lot's "Ain't Want None Unless You Got Some Buns, Hun." My Anaconda ain't want none. It's literally like she's pretty much ripping that off throughout the whole thing.
Oh, cool, nice.
That's an amazing song, by the way. Oh, Caleb, do you want to tell the story about the drive-through?
Drive-through?
At the McDonald's drive-through. Mix-a-Lot song, come on.
Go ahead, because I don't remember it.
Oh, okay. So Caleb's gonna remember this. Oh, everybody knows the song. I'm sure it's Sir Mix-a-Lot, where it's like I ain't want none unless you got some buns, hun. And it's just going like it hits hard, but it's definitely not a song you have in public. We are going down we're at McDonald's, we're at the drive-thru, we order, we're waiting in line. That song comes on, and I turn it up to mess with Caleb. He starts laughing. I don't know who we had in the back. I think we had Sid and Adam in the back, and everybody's laughing. And then we get to the window, and Caleb's like, "Turn it down, turn it down, turn it down." And opens the window, and the girl at the window is just the definition of the song. She is, as the kids say, thick as fuck. And so Caleb just starts giggling, and he's just in a giggling fit where he can't stop laughing. I just cranked the radio up all the way, and Caleb just lost it. And I almost had to drive away before we got the food because he couldn't handle it. Do you any recollection of that?
I can kind of remember it. Yeah, that was a while ago.
Yes, it was. That was a good time.
Anyway, let's move on here. This is a good question. Now, did you prefer as a kid, before it went to complete crap, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, or Disney Channel?
I actually thought about this a lot. I think when I was younger, 12 and under, I like Disney Channel better. And when 12 and up, maybe 10 to 15, it was big in Nickelodeon. Cartoon Network had a few things I liked, but they just had a few shows that I really liked. I didn't like the network as a whole. I couldn't sit and watch that all day, where Nickelodeon was throwing bangers of Avatar, Jimmy Neutron, Fairly Odd Parents, SpongeBob. I mean, you could put it on all day, and every single show consistently be amazing. And Cartoon Network had a few weird ones that I feel like Caleb would actually be into now that I think about it. I'm turning that off. Disney Channel had stuff that was way too corny. Nickelodeon hit every single time for me. And if I had to watch one now, it would 100% still be Nickelodeon. Their old shows like Avatar, SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents, so on. Philip, opinion?
Yeah, no, I actually agree there. I will say that Cartoon Network did have a few good shows, and I think my favorite was probably Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends on Cartoon
Yes, I
Network.
love Foster's Home. Oh, dude, it brings back. Watch Ozzy and Driggs.
Ozzy and I don't know that one, I don't think.
I'm pretty sure. Let me Ozzy and Driggs. It was about the germs in a kid's body. Well, not germs, but one was a pill, and the other one was or something. They're bringing any bells?
I've never seen this, but I'm looking it up. They had one season. It aired from middle of September of 2002 to middle of July in 2004.
Oh,
It had 2 seasons, okay. Number of
oh,
episodes, 26.
okay. I watched every episode then, without a doubt. Uh,
Yeah, I've never heard of that show. I'm looking at it now, and it does not look familiar at all.
believe that. It was Drix. It was with an X. That makes sense. Oh, I can't believe that. Wow. Okay, definitely throw in the comments if you remember Ozzy and Drix. Oh no, there was more. It says right here, season. I don't know how many there were in total. I understand what you're looking at, but no, there was more seasons.
Hmm.
For 3. Okay, but yeah, we can move on. But yeah, definitely throw in the comments you remember that Cartoon Network show from 2002. Okay, looks like garbage. But yeah, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends was definitely top tier children shows right there. I
I
still watch that
agree.
now.
Yeah, 100% agree.
Did I start
Um,
off as a movie?
I
Oh, Ozzy and Driggs did.
yeah, I believe Foster's Home did have a movie, and then it did so well that it became a TV show.
Really? Was it a Cartoon Network movie?
I believe so.
Okay. I know. I'm just kind of bringing back memories. Are you ready for the question that requires Google searches?
Yeah, so moving on here. Our question is, what is, in collegiate terms, the difference between a blep and a mlem? So, I am going to bring up on screen here the difference between a blep and a mlem. Um, so it could either be the words. It's not always blep. It could be blop or blup. But it's when a cat on screen here, they have their tongue just hanging out a little bit. It's when it could also be a dog, but it's much more uh, well known with cats. That's a blep, and the mlem is the sound here that the doggo makes when it puts its tongue out. On
Ooh.
screen here, there is a good old boy. Good old boy. But that's a mnem.
Is the difference strictly between animals, or is it what they're doing with said tongue?
It's what they're doing with said tongue, because the blep
Okay.
is just their tongue being out, but the mlem is the sound that the tongue coming out makes.
Okay. I apologize for my ignorance. I did not know about this subject. I was doing last minute studying before we started the pod. For years, really the expert on the bleps and the blems, but I feel like this actually brings us to our annual segment. Caleb, if you want to kick that off of Pupper of the Week.
Yeah, so Pupper of the Week this week is my good girl, Artemis. And look at her, she's so cute. She's such a good girl right there. Yeah, she is sleeping on the couch, and that is her spot. And she's such a good girl.
Oh,
Sometimes.
obviously you can tell she's a pit bull. How many children has she eaten so far, Jeffrey?
That is incredibly rude. She eats Darian a lot, but that's about
Yeah,
it.
and me every time I'm over.
Yeah, you deserve it though.
Be honest, are you training her to attack me? Because like I've never seen a dog not like me. I wouldn't say she doesn't like me, but she does want to eat.
I mean, she likes to play, but she plays very rough. She hasn't grasped the concept of don't play with your teeth yet.
Well, it took me long to figure that one out too. So who can blame her?
Anyway, let's move on here. Chris, what's the next question?
Oh, Caleb, let me just pull up the stream here because I definitely wasn't looking at memes. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
I have strong feelings about this one. I've done the math. I have done so many different studies for this, put it in just different calculators, actually contacted 3 different professionals on the subject, and the consensus is that a how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? The answer is 43.
Ooh,
43
okay.
woodchucks.
The woodchucks chucking woodchucks?
Yeah,
Oh, here's the thing. This has no increment of time, how long it would take. I'm not a woodchuck expert. I'm actually a renowned beaver expert, but as woodchucks go, I would say about 6 quarts. I don't know. I don't know how long we're talking, what proportion, but 6 quarts is my just rundown pick. But God, I have no idea what to say about this. I like Caleb. You know, what'd you say? What was your answer?
43.
43. Do you know what's funnier than 43?
What?
44.
Hey.
Hey.
Okay,
We're
let's.
getting a little bit Saul here with the next question.
Yeah, we can
Uh,
move on.
you
So,
don't want to do this one?
uh, I real. I mean, we gotta, but I don't
Yeah.
really wanna.
Okay. Let's get it. I don't know who asked this, but definitely a dork question. But I'm not even gonna say I don't like it. Would you rather have your teeth pulled out, your fingers and toenails ripped off, out any numbing medication here? There's got a question mark here, and also is alcohol considered numbing education medication?
Numbing education, it definitely is numbing
Numbing
education.
education.
Medication, I believe it would be, yeah.
I would assume, but it's not medication unless it. I mean, back in like the 1800s, it was. You know, you got ghosts in your bloods. Here's some tequila. So, I don't know. Really, would guess I would say, yeah, you gotta do it completely sober. What would you go with here?
Really, it's a bad time just all around.
Gonna have a
I,
bad time.
I'm going to say the finger and toenails, just because there's less finger and toenails than there are teeth. But
Hmm.
still, that's not a good. It's still a bad time.
Well, yeah, no, definitely horrific stuff here. I was the same thought process as Jeffrey here. Uh, if I feel like a tooth might be better to have one tooth pulled than with no medication than have fingernail pulled, or go with a tooth. But when we're talking about all of them, first you have, if we is this like, do we lose them forever, or is it just the pain? Obviously, teeth are more important than fingernails. Uh, and also you have more teeth, and I think after you took one tooth, your gums would be so sore. The more you took, it would just be even worse. Where you got the digits, they're kind of on their own pain level, so I don't think they would get worse as they each go. I think if anything, they would get better because you would get used to it. Not a lot, but definitely going fingernails with Jeffrey there.
Now, we don't need to give that question any more time. We're moving
Oh,
on.
we don't.
Are there any TV shows that you have rewatched completely 3 or more times?
Oh, how long you got?
Well, I know myself. I have watched How I Met Your Mother, The Office, Parks and Recreation. Rewatched Supernatural. There's
Oh, yeah, but we're talking all throughout. So I wouldn't say. I'd say only if you've seen every episode of Supernatural and then watched it multiple times.
oh well, I mean, I've
Yeah.
rewatched Supernatural like twice up into the current season.
Okay. Um, is that all you can think of?
Off the top of my head, just because How I Met Your Mother, The Office, Parks and Rec are usually like my go-to shows that I would watch if I'm not watching any other series. I
Yeah.
have not watched my favorite show, old favorite show, Game of Thrones, anymore because the last season 8 killed it for me. So I don't think I'll ever watch season 8 again, but I would rewatch the rest of the show. What about you?
I think everyone you said I've watched. Probably watched Office more than me, but definitely I'm over three watches. Or Parks and Rec 3 watches. Supernatural, you probably watched a little more than me, but I've still seen it a ton. Uh, the only shows I would add on to yours, because watch very similar stuff. Hey, I've seen Game of Thrones more than you. I have not seen the final season, so if we're doing it, I've seen them all. I've seen the final season once. I will say during the Corona, I am rewatching Game of Thrones, and it's my night show, and it's amazing. I still love that show so much. I can rewatch it all the time. But yeah, that final season is going to be rough. I've not watched that a second time. So when I finally do, it's gonna suck. But at least I can make fun of it. At least I can just kind of growl at it. I mean, I already growl at a lot of the stuff now, honestly, like little stuff like Rob Stark being really stupid with the way he does. But it's still 100% worth a watch. I'm thinking other shows. Um, yeah. Oh, you know what? I have seen multiple times the TV show New Girl. I don't care. It's a good show. I don't know the actors in it, but Schmidt and Beck, and they're hilarious. Love that show. 100% recommend.
Uh,
I think that's all of them.
Darian and I started that show. I think we got a couple seasons in, but we never finished it.
Just were you not into it, or just fell off?
It just kind of fell off. I think we were both liking it, but we just need to go back to it.
It's a casual watch. You don't need to get real into. That's what I love about Parks and Rec Office. Put that on while I do school, and it just goes and goes and goes. And that's why I've watched them so many times. Yeah,
Truth.
that's pretty. I think we're pretty basic bitches on our television shows there.
Yeah, no, I agree. Let's move on here. Another question. Does Darian plan on guest starring soon? Well, I can tell you that she is incredibly shy and doesn't really want to come onto the podcast. She would if there was a topic that we had that she was really into, really opinionated about. And if we can get a example question for her to come on to the show to talk about, like we'll consider it, but not anytime soon. Um,
We actually have a ton of guests lined up. If you want to be a guest on the show, feel free to hit us up. We got several lined up, and we're trying to schedules. Last week we obviously had Josh, which was a good time, and he'll probably be reoccurring. But right now we have Pancake Spanky Club's No Girls Allowed, but that will definitely change. My guess is Darian will be on at some point. I would be shocked if she wasn't. But Caleb, when he first brought the idea of this podcast to me, I'm looking for a platform where I can talk shit about my fiance over the web. And I feel like her being here might hurt that. However, I think it's still definitely going to happen at some point. I think most everybody we know that ever wants to be on here will probably be on here for at least a small segment.
I agree. Whatever you just said, I was not listening, but whatever you said is
Good
probably
shit.
true.
Good shit. That's
Um,
what Caleb always agree.
so what is the best mac and cheese you've ever had?
Ooh. I'd like for you to answer first because I have kind of a basic bitch answer.
Is yours Kraft macaroni and cheese?
No, no, no. Which, by the way, Kraft macaroni and cheese and hot dogs are delicious. Everybody out there, if you have not tried it, hot dogs, macaroni and cheese, put it in there. Kraft, any kind of hot dog, it is delicious.
Oh my god. Is that your answer?
No, no, it's not. But you're talking shit about Kraft. How dare you? Because they make damn good mac and cheese. However, that's not my answer. But my answer isn't exactly like that great. So I want to know what is yours, so I know how trouble I'll be.
Well, go ahead and answer first because no, never mind, I found it. So don't mind. Well, no, hold on. Let me put.
Is it pulled up?
I will pull it up, but it's in a spot that I don't want to pull up quite yet, though. So
You have your nudes ready on that screen or something?
yeah, um,
Cool. It's for 100th episode.
yeah. Know any good jokes?
Oh well, actually, I'll bring those. This is time for a sponsor, right? We have time for a sponsor break.
Yeah, go ahead.
Our sponsor for episode 3 here of Friendship Memes, everything in between, is our good friend Kentucky Fried Chicken. Kentucky Fried Chicken. What are they doing to help the Corona? Well, they're having a new Corona special. If you love the original Kentucky Fried Chicken, which is just one of the best fried chickens around, you'll love their new product, Kentucky Fried Bat. This new Corona special comes in 2 flavors. It's an extra crispy and original recipe, and it's delicious. Caleb, do you know what the another word for bat?
Is that Chicken of the Railroad?
It's chicken of the cave. It's chicken of the cave. The
Chicken
chicken of
of
the
the
cave.
Cave.
Oh,
Gotcha.
at
Okay.
Kentucky Fried Chicken, and that is Kentucky Fried Chicken, chicken of the cave. So that was the end of the sponsor. Caleb, are you ready for your
Yeah,
mac and
no,
cheese one?
I am absolutely ready, and I would just like to thank you for you didn't just use that sponsor break to give me time to find what I needed. Thank
Well, we
you
got to pay
for
the bills. We got to
yeah,
pay the
yeah.
interns that we're not paying.
Yeah, no. So here on screen, let me give a little backstory here. So this is when I was, working night shift at my job. My fiance Darian just kind of wakes me up with a plate of baked homemade macaroni and cheese and chicken. And I've got to say, this was probably the best macaroni and cheese I have ever had. And I will go as far to say it is probably maybe even better the second time after you reheat it. It was that
Ooh.
good. It was that good. So, Chris, that was my answer. Go ahead and give us yours.
The reason I wasn't talking is because I don't see shit. So if you can just personally message that mac and cheese in the group chat, I'd appreciate it because I'm really curious about that mac and cheese. However, me and Kelber are looking at 2 different screens, so I can't see his mac and cheese, but I will definitely get on that. Um, I actually thinking about this. There is another mac and cheese that comes to mind. It's not there anymore. Caleb, did you ever have Ruby Tuesday's mac and cheese like before they changed it like 5 years ago? Oven baked.
Maybe?
Oh, whew, it was good. It was crunchy, cheesy, and oh man, it was so good. That's I really got into mac and cheese. That started it. Costco has great mac and cheese. No one in my family real. I mean, there's a few that make homemade mac and cheese, but it's not like an often thing. So, like I said, my answers are kind of basic. But another one is Applebee's. Applebee's has really good bacon mac and cheese. Caleb, have you ever had Applebee's bacon mac and cheese?
I have not.
Caleb, you go to Applebee's often?
I think I went with you once.
Caleb, after this is over, we're going to Applebee's, buddy. We're sharing a 2 for $20. We're getting cheese sticks, okay? I don't care what you're getting as your entree, but my God, getting
Okay. Yeah.
mac and cheese,
Yeah.
bacon,
Now,
and I already tell you what, I will pay for the meal through the money we're making through this podcast because I'm sure by the time things end, we will be probably millionaires off of this, and we will share that 2 for $20, and it's gonna be good. We'll definitely maybe we'll do a pod from Applebee's.
I would just like to add to this to everybody here. In the last episode, I hope that everyone who watches this watches the episodes every episode. Last episode, Chris said that I want him, but I would just like to add on record that he just asked me out on a date and he said he will pay. So let's just throwing that out there. Moving
Okay.
on here. So the
Uh,
next question is, do you know the Muffin Man?
um, oh,
Chris?
Muffin Man that lives on Elm.
Elm? No, I don't think that's right.
Okay, no, I don't know the Muffin Man. I'm not a muffin. Like, I'm not a big fan of muffins. I like a chocolate muffin, but other than that, not a muffin guy. So no, I don't know the Muffin Man.
Okay.
Do you know the Muffin Man?
I don't know the Muffin Man. You see, I'm not a muffin man either. I don't really like cake or cupcakes, anything like that.
Which is really strange.
Yeah, I'm not super into it. Not gonna lie.
Um, I'm sorry, I'm kind of jumping back here because I finally got this picture of this mac and cheese. Which the viewer saw this picture of the mac and cheese, correct?
Yeah, they did.
I'm not gonna lie, doesn't look that good. So like, I really want to try this. Like, does she fix this often?
She's fixed it maybe twice.
Oh yeah, you need to request this. I just want to try it because if it's like the best mac and cheese ever, I want to get in on that because it doesn't look that great. Like it looks pretty basic to me. So definitely interested. I like the oven baked mac and cheese. That to me, that's the best. And also,
That's
but more importantly, this picture. What's going with the chicken on the left of it?
so that mac and cheese that was oven baked mac and cheese.
Oh, okay. So it just normally it looks a little crunchier. What's with the chicken to the left of it? Because that looks good.
Yeah, it's just has breadcrumbs and was oven baked.
That the chicken looks good. I don't know about the mac and cheese. I'm gonna have to try that. And also to touch back on that, Applebee's. Anybody wants Applebee's? If you want to sponsor that episode where we'll be doing a show inside Applebee's, if anybody knows connections to Applebee's, please hit us up there. So, are we ready to go past the Muffin Man question because that was just confusing?
Yeah. So, do you like apple juice or orange juice better?
Uh, I think I'm gonna get a little hate here. I'm not a big fan of either. Like, I'm not casually drinking either. I'm not picking up from the store. If I go to the gas station for a drink, I'm getting Powerade or a beer or Coke or Pepsi. I'm not getting apple juice or orange juice. But if I'm drinking one and I'm okay with it, oh no, I'm going orange juice. Like sometimes orange juice hits the spot. Where apple juice is always like, it's not bad, but orange juice sometimes I can get a craving for. Philip, you drink both of these, don't you?
I don't drink apple juice. I can drink orange juice with no pulp. Pulp is disgusting. But are we talking like Sunny D or like straight up orange juice?
Me, I think if it's Sunny D, I'm a bigger fan of it. I don't know what the difference between Sunny D and orange juice is. I mean, obviously Sunny D puts a lot of extra stuff in it, but yeah, I like Sunny D better than orange juice. I would consider Sunny D orange juice.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm more into orange juice, but I'm not a huge fan of it. I do obviously like it a little better than you do, but not by that much.
You're also orange juice over apple juice.
Yeah.
I thought I've seen you drink apple juice.
I mean, I'll drink it, but I'm not going out of my way to get a glass of apple juice.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Um,
Yeah, you leave us your answer in the viewers. What's your answer? Orange juice or apple juice? That's an interesting one.
yeah. Let's move on here. This is a divisive one. Is college worth it?
Ooh, a serious question.
Yeah, let me answer because my answer is going to be a little shorter than yours.
Yep.
My answer, it was at first. I got a little screwed over in my college venture here. my last class that I had to take
Hmm.
was canceled, so I had to wait a whole year because the last class was only offered in the springtime, and spring 2017 it got canceled because there weren't enough students to take the course. So I had to wait a whole year until spring 2018 to be able to take it, and that was my last class I needed to graduate. Uh, and I was working on campus in the IT department, and I could not keep working without taking classes as a student worker. So I have a kind of bias to say, eh, it's. I mean, it's kind of
Well,
worth it, but make sure you don't get screwed over.
Caleb got screwed over hard, and it wasn't. I guess it was just really the person scheduling classes. It wasn't really his fault. I mean, I will say you got a pretty sweet gig now. I think you like doing. If they didn't, if it wasn't for Corona, I would say that the job you have is 10 times better. That you would like that 10 times better than any other job you could possibly have without going through all that. It's just if you could have done that a year sooner because it didn't screw you over, would have been good.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, if I didn't get screwed over like I did, then I might have enjoyed it a little more. But just my experience, I cannot say I would go back to it.
Well, it's not really his college. Really, if his college was fun or anything, it just isn't really worth it. Like, are you better off now for doing it than you would be, or would you rather use that time for something else?
Um, honestly, I am glad that I did graduate, but I really wish I used that time to study and get some certificates, just because anyone in the IT field, if you're in that field, you know that the certs are a little more, they're a little better in the field than a degree is. I mean, I do have a degree, but the certs are kind of what people look for more.
You
But
saying you
that's
wish you would have got certificates during that year that you had to pretty much take off because your college screwed you?
basically, yeah, I wish I did
Okay,
that.
so I thought I was saying I thought you were saying instead of college. So
Oh,
you would have done that only that year you got screwed over. You would have put all the time into getting certificates.
yeah, instead of just, working at another job, like, I really think I wasted my
Yeah.
1 year there. But
Mhm.
anyway, I'll stop. I'll get off my soapbox. Chris, go ahead.
Well, I'm still in college. Me and Caleb went to college together, and we both got 2-year degrees. And he got in the IT field, which you can jump in pretty good. And he has a really good gig right now. And there isn't a deadly virus going around. Uh, and I'm getting my bachelor's degree. I will be done after probably never. But no, here before too long. And so I can't really say. I'm just doing an internship right now, so I can't say 100% that it was worth it for me. But I feel pretty confident that it no doubt will. But I think the question comes up because so many people, I think Caleb, you'll agree with this, so many people get degrees in things that make absolutely no sense, and they go to college as a fun experience. Really, it's something you do to better. And if you go to college, you should be getting a degree in IT or business or engineering, something that there is jobs right away for. If you get a degree in liberal arts, gender studies, Egyptianology, I heard someone got in. I mean, you can't complain when you can't find a job. I'll say you probably have an advantage over just the high school educated people, but you're still going to run off anybody who has a degree in business or pretty much any more practical field. So make sure when you go to college, pick a college that's affordable for you, that's not going to screw you over, and a major that's reliable and that you're not going to want to change over because it's expensive to change over majors and to change colleges. So just make sure you do it right, and definitely get something useful. Because don't get me wrong, you can make money with one of those like wild degrees, but just do the simple and go tech, like what Caleb did, a business degree, engineering. I mean, there's a few options, but don't go crazy with it. Caleb, we've talked about this before. Are you with me there?
Yeah, no, I do have some stuff to add to yours. So first, going off of your point where it's expensive to change colleges, change majors. Yeah, I actually did that when I first started college. I was going to another college than where I ended up and graduated from, and I was actually majoring in physical therapy. So jumping from physical therapy to IT was quite the leap. Set me back from graduation for a year or two. And it obviously costed quite a bit of money. But don't do that. You really need to know, or just go undecided. But really, if you go undecided, there's classes that you're going to have to take for the
Mm,
major, and it's just going to push you back. And coming
yeah.
from someone who has some mental health issues, being at college any longer than you need to really hurts.
And also, the route that me and Caleb did, which got 2 year degrees, and then we got to think about if we want to go for four. Caleb jumped right in the field, which I think was a good decision for him. And I decided to keep going for my 4 year degree. Also, I had the chance, I got my 2 year degree, and I had the chance to change up my major a little bit if I wanted. So I had the 2 year degree, so I'm going for a different degree in a slightly different field. Same business, but one's in business management technology, one is in marketing. But it gives me two different degrees, two different options, and also I was able to stray from the path without having to take more classes I would for my normal bachelor's degree. So I'd recommend 4 year degree, then going for the 4 year degree for anyone looking. But I would say, Caleb, I'm throwing statistics out of my ass here, but I would say 80% of people who complain and say they went to college and it wasn't worth it, who actually achieved degrees, I'd say 80% of them uh, probably got their degree in something that was not very useful. And don't get me wrong, there's people who have degrees in something and they get a job that has nothing to do with their degree, but they got it only because they had a college degree. Like it happens all the time. So any degree is better than no degree, but I would say most people complaining that college wasn't worth it for them had a degree that had of no use. What do you think about that?
I do agree with that. And even if you do get a degree into something a little less demanding field, like
Mhm.
gender diversity, gender studies, something like that, you can always go and teach. But really, I feel like the only thing you can do with something like that, or a history degree, English degree, something like that, is you're really just teaching. Um,
Exactly.
well, I mean,
You have to get your master's for that.
but teaching, that's a field that is a good field. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, you really got to think about yourself and think what you want to do before you just go and sign up for any major. Um,
If you treat college as a fun experience, as trying to be a fun experience, I think you're going to be really hurting your future. You got to think realistic.
but let's cut it off at that.
Oh, that got way too serious.
Yeah, that's probably the most serious that we're gonna get for until the Game of Thrones episode. Um, Now, I have one more topic here before we end this, and we should have started this a couple minutes ago because I feel like this might take a bit. But there's one last question that I want to touch on today. If we didn't get your question in, don't worry, we'll get it next time. There's really not that many that we didn't touch. But the one question that I do want to get to today before this episode ends is, what are your thoughts on the finale of How I Met Your Mother? What would you change, if anything? Chris, go ahead.
Well, yeah, just real quick to touch on before I forget questions. We're saving about I don't know. I'm just gonna say 10 questions for next episode. That way, in case the viewers don't ask as many questions, and we don't want to go too much at you. So if you ask a question, we will get to it, and please ask more questions because right now we only have like a little extra for one more episode. So keep asking questions. If you never asked a question, think of something, throw anything at us. It can literally be anything. We are experts in every field. I'd say we're two of the smartest people on earth. Caleb, would you agree with that?
Totally agree.
Really agree. Okay, so we're jumping into How I Met Your Mother here, which I hope everybody's seen it. If not, highly recommend it. Fantastic sitcom. Uh, I know me and Caleb have differing opinions. I personally liked it. I liked it a lot. I, I really like shows who end the finale and they go in the future. They have like an hour-long finale and they jump into the future. Uh, Parks and Rec did this, which I was a big fan. They went throughout the future and showed pretty much how every character out their entire arc as a person. I Met Your Mother did this. I was a big fan how they did it, and has spoilers to show How I Met Your Mother. So I'd recommend watching it. But if you haven't seen it, it's not too much. I mean, well, it's a big spoiler, but at the end of the show, at the beginning of the show, it's all about Ted finding a wife, and he's telling his kids, how they've met their mother. Hey, loud keyboard kid, knock that off. Um. Anyway, so at the beginning of the show, he meets Robin. He says, "That is not your mother." The very first episode. So as the audience, the whole thing, the only thing you know is Robin is not the mother. In the very end, gets married, meets the mother. Something happens to her. Then he gets with Robin after he tells the kids the story. So I like the idea that the audience and the whole show, knowing it wasn't her, and after they kept dating and blah blah blah, ended up still being her. I thought that was fantastic. I like that. I like Lily Marshall's whole thing. Only complaint I have is Barney and Robin. They put way too much into their wedding. They like the wedding made no sense. They put that much into it if they weren't going to stay together. Totally thrown off by that. That's not how they should have spent the last season with their wedding when they weren't going to be together for the next episode. It was really stupid, I will say. But results I like, and I don't like how they just gave Barney a kid and was like, "Yeah, that's good enough," because that was kind of lame. But other than that, I really liked it. However, the show was great. Reasoning, the plot. The only problem I had was Barney and Robin got married just to get divorced, and they just gave Barney a kid, which is random. Philip, are you geared up for this rant you're about to go on? You got your headband on.
All right, so Chris has an opinion, which seems like how we're going to end every episode is Chris giving a very crappy opinion that I don't agree
Oh,
with.
shut
Um,
up.
so anyway, I wrote some notes when Chris very rudely pointed out my keyboard, mechanical keyboards for the win. So I would just like to touch on a couple things that you had stated. Now Parks and Rec did do the future.
Sure.
Where are they at? The difference is that their Parks and Rec's final season was 3 years into the future already.
Yeah.
So we already get a final season of what it has been building to. And with Andy with his TV show, and with Leslie taking over a whole department and all that. So you're comparing that a whole season to How I Met Your Mother's 50-minute episode? Like,
No. I want to touch. Yeah, Parks and Rec did do that. I'm talking about. You remember Parks and Rec, the final episode? They
no,
literally just went back into the future. That's all I'm talking about. Yes, I think Jump in the future was cool. However, the final's more important than that. The last 60 minutes that it shows where every character went. The 5 years was cool, but that's the main focus. Was the last 60-minute episode. Every character's path. But yeah, I agree. The blast in the future. If How I Met Your Mother would have done that, it would have fixed a lot of issues. Also, New Girl did that too as well. They jumped 3 years in the future, or a year in the future, I think.
spoilers
But
for New Girl.
well, that's not. Yeah, they jump in the future for a year in the season.
Anyway, but if How I Met Your Mother, if the last season, I agree with Chris, completely cut out Robin and Barney's wedding that last season, because they are only together for, spoilers for How I Met Your Mother, they're together for 3 years and then they break up. So why did they focus so heavily on the wedding for them to just break up? They could have saved it by, you know, there was since what, season 7, they were at a wedding and they were just storytelling uh,
But
into the
I will say
past, right?
that's good episodes though. I like the last season. I thought those were good episodes. But yeah, knowing the wedding means nothing. 100% hurts it.
Um, what I feel like they should have done was that final season, jump a couple years into the future, give us one season of Ted and with the wife, which, what was her name?
Crazy.
Tracy, yeah. With Ted and Tracy, just their life, having their kids, raising their kids, and then that final episode, give us that gut wrenching,
Yeah.
plot idea that the mother dies, and then Ted goes with Robin. Don't just the last episode give us, hey, they have 2 kids, hey, here's a little bit of their life together, and then, a minute before the show ends, he gets with Robin. That was. It wasn't. I'm okay with how everything ended, like where it got to. I'm not okay with how they did it. What I wanted
I
was I wanted more, and I really feel like they should have took out the last season of them in the wedding and gave us what Parks and Rec did, jump a couple years into the future with everyone's lives where they're at now, and then that finale, kill the mom.
uh, what I want to say is Parks and Rec was the first TV show that I know to ever do that. So that wasn't really an idea for How I Met Your Mother to do. They were the first ones, I think, to actually do the finale and stretch it out like that. So, considering that was kind of untouched territory, I don't want to say that they should have went out of their way to kind of make that. Kind of. It's hard for them to think of ideas that have never been thought of before. Is what I'm trying to say.
Well,
Yeah,
actually, no, hold on. How I Met Your Mother did it first. That final episode date for Parks and Rec was 2 years after How I Met Your Mother ended.
that's what I'm saying. So How I Met Your Mother didn't know about this. They were the first one to bring in. I think, as far as I know, there could be another sitcom or TV show I don't know of. I think How I Met Your Mother was the first one to go in the future, to really go an in-depth look in each character. I think they broke new ground and deserve credit for that. And because they raised the bar, I don't think we should hold them to what really wasn't a standard when they made it. But yeah, I agree. That would have been better. Would have been better. However, I'm happy with the results. But in considering, let's talk about the best TV show finales, Caleb. How I Met Your Mother is holding of one of the better ones. Parks and Rec's better. Talking last season, Game of Thrones last season, that's a whole nother episode, but I think both of us say that's horrible. The Office final season isn't nearly as good without Michael. I would say that's the worst season of the show. And the finale, I did like the Office finale, but still,
The
last
Office
season,
finale was the best episode of that season.
oh, 100%. The season was not, I think, How I Met Your Mother, the best final season just about of any show I can remember. I'm thinking here of all the top shows. I don't know. I never watched Seinfeld or Friends, so I can't talk to that. Those are some of the biggest shows ever. But I'm definitely, in my book, How I Met Your Mother has one of the best finales. Parks and Rec beats it by a little bit. Office finale episode is really good. The season beforehand, they should have ended the season before. They lost so many characters. Really, after the show lost Michael, went downhill very much. So I'd say How I Met Your Mother is one of the shows that stay consistent all the way through. How I Met Your Mother, Parks and Rec, two of the best sitcoms of all time. Well, anything you like to touch on what I said?
Uh, I just don't agree, but I mean, that's fine. We don't have to agree. We can have differing
Pretty
opinions.
much, pretty much on the same thing here. I mean, you seem to be just not happy. But I agree with you that the final season should have been changed to like 5 years in the future, where we had the wife and the kids, and kind of the final episode would have been a whole season.
Right, yeah, no, yeah.
I agree. I'm just happy with what they did. I'm still okay with what they did, given that they had, the going in the future wasn't really like that could have bombed. Really, they went in as a risk to go one episode to go to the future. That could have been a total bomb. So many shows have copied that. It shows how great it was. And they should have expanded on it, but that was a lot more risk if they just jumped in the future by a couple seasons. Actually, am please leave a comment how many shows jumped in the future like that for the final season. I know some shows it sporadically throughout the whole show for one season to jump in the future just to see the characters how they develop. I think How I Met Your Mother was one of the first to do it. I think they did it the best. I liked it. Yeah, they could have done it better. But all in all, very happy with the results.
Alright, folks, this episode is longer than I wanted it to be. We should have cut out that last question before the How I Met Your Mother question. But we're going to go ahead and end it here. If you asked a question that we didn't get to, don't worry. We're going to save it for next time. But, Chris, if you have any final thoughts, any final things you wanted to discuss, if you wanted to plug anything, go ahead.
I do. Well, obviously, every time I say this, please go leave comments. Yeah, leave comments. We love interacting with anybody who listens to this. We love that people are actually liking this. I've heard only good things, surprisingly. I want to say I love you, Mom. I want to say happy birthday to Josh. Very important, America. If you see a man with a beard and no mustache, that is actually a bunch of cats stacked together in a robot. They're trying to destroy the country, and you need to be aware of this. That's all I want to say on that. Be careful. Be alert. Be intelligent, America. Thank you. Night. Caleb, to you to finish this one out. Episode 3, friendship, memes, and everything in between. Oh, it's been a wonderful ride. Finish episode 3 out.
Thank you for that handover. That was something. Anyway, I would like to thank everyone who has listened to the past couple of episodes, who sends us questions, who sends us topics. You can leave us more feedback. You can comment on the YouTube video once this gets uploaded. You can let me go ahead and plug for the first time, because I keep forgetting. We actually stream this live, and you can join us, ask questions during the episode over at Twitch TV/TheAnimal189. But yeah, you can join us there. Like us and send us messages on Facebook, and the Facebook page is Friendship and Memes Podcast. And then you can email us. The email is friendship.memespodcast@gmail.com. Send us questions, send us feedback. We asked a couple of questions for you guys to leave in the comments below. I am actually curious if you know of any other shows we did not mention that do the fast forward in time for their final season, final episodes. Let us know about that. But yeah, let us know what you guys think, and we will catch you next time. Thanks. Bye.
You.